I'm Nina and welcome to my YouTube channel. So if you are wondering why you should get an alignment yoga mat or how to use it, this is the perfect video for you. If also you have no idea on what you should get as a gift for someone that loves yoga, this also is a great video for you. So I will be today talking about how to use an alignment yoga mat and mostly demonstrate everything on my favorite brand, Arc Fitness Project. They not only have alignment yoga mat, but they also have other yoga accessories from yoga blocks, wheel, resistance bands, and also their alignment yoga mat come in two different sizes. So you have the standard size, which is actually bigger than the standard size of the most popular brands. And also they have a larger size. If you don't like worrying if you're coming out of your mat all the time, or if you are a larger person, I will recommend to get the larger alignment yoga mat. And any mat that you get with them, you will also get a strap, which you can use as a yoga strap and also to carry on your yoga mat. And I received some questions about how to use it, and I will demonstrate by the end of this video how you can actually use this to carry on your yoga mat everywhere. So also they have, Arc Fitness Project have 3 different colors for alignment yoga mat: the gray, the pink, and the green. And if you want any of their products, you can click on the description of this video and I will give you the link of all their items. And if you use the promo code NinaYoga, you will get 20% off on the price of the alignment yoga mats. Okay? And why I love Arc Fitness Project? I have actually 3 main reasons of why I love them. First of all, 3% of their sales go directly for donation dedicated for youth fitness programs. The second main reason is they are really non-slippery yoga mats. So whenever I started my practice, and I still am that kind of person with sweaty hands and sweaty feet, I start sliding everywhere on my yoga mat. And this doesn't happen with this yoga mat. So if you're one of those people that use yoga socks, you can totally retire your yoga socks if you have this mat. I even test this mat by the pool, so I would jump in and out of the pool and still practice yoga, and would be totally safe. And not sliding on the yoga mat is really important, because as you start sliding on the mat, you lose your alignment, and whenever you lose your alignment, you are forcing your stabilizer muscles to work more, and you might injure yourself. The third main reason is because this mat, it gives you enough cushion so you can go for any pose on your knee, on your elbows, and you still be comfortable using it. So from now, I will try to give you some alignment cues on how you can use properly an alignment yoga mat. And it can be their mat or any other mat, as long as it will have then the ending lines, those dots, and the main line, mid-lines running all the way through the mat with the center mark. Okay? So we will talk about all those marks on the mat, and know that this thing is so important that most of yoga teaching trainings that you do, they will probably make you do by yourself those lines on your mat during your training. So yes, it's really important for you. So other reasons why you should get an alignment yoga mat include, first, if you're a beginner, you actually receive so many alignment cues that it's really difficult for you to keep up with everything. And second, if you are a beginner and you're going for classes that are really big, your instructor probably can go over you and correct your alignment all the time. So those lines, once you know how to use, you can track your own practice and align yourself properly, so you will avoid injuries, and also you will know that you were well balanced your weight, which limb you were working on. Okay, you will see better now that we will talk a little bit about some of the different poses. Okay, so the first thing that we should keep in mind is our tabletop position. This is the basic position that will bring us to other poses with same alignment. The first thing that I want you to pay attention, and it changes for body to body, so depending the size of the person and how tall she is, it will change. So you need to do that by yourself and make sure how your alignment is according to those lines and dots. So here, come with me on your tabletop position. So you see those dots? I want you to first come with your wrists shoulder width distance apart, and knees hip width distance apart. The wrist will be under the shoulder and the knee under the hip bone. Okay? Once you do that, I would like you to see where you spread your fingers on the mat, where your fingers are related to the dots. So for my type of body, for my size, my point fingers, they actually stay aligned with those two ending dots. And this is where I know that I have my shoulder width distance apart. So when I'm here, I know I'm shoulder width distance apart. And I have, if you look at my, you probably won't be able to see now, but my feet ends just after the ending lines. Okay? So I'm here on my tabletop position. From here, I just tuck my toes and I lift my knee. This is how we prepare our alignment to go to a downward facing dog. So we press the hands, our head comes between the arms, and we drop the heels down. So now, if you look at my feet, you will see where they are. So they are after this line, and they are this dot. If you draw a line on that, the middle of my feet actually comes in the same direction of this dot. So I know that whatever my feet come for my down dog, if I'm more flexible and I want to bring my feet a little bit closer, I know that hip distance apart for me is this dot coming to the middle of my feet. And also those pointing fingers are also aligned with those dots. So I know that my down dog alignment is right here. Okay? So this will change from person to person, and you need to make sure you're doing it right, so you have a great alignment of shoulder width distance apart and hip width distance apart. So this is one of the things, and you use for a lot of poses. So you can use for cat-cow pose, the plank position, same thing here. So once I'm here, I just bring my feet back, press the floor away, protection of the shoulder blades, tuck the tailbone in, and here we go. I am on my plank position. When we go for side plank, for example, we usually bring, if I'm going for to turn to your side. I will bring one of my hands to the middle line, right? Passing the middle line. The toes of my feet that will turn to the side will touch the middle line, so I have hands and feet on the same alignment, and I turn to the side. Okay? So for side plank, the middle line is really important. And you will see another pose that the middle line is really important too. Another good thing about those dots that I love is I can use it once I know it matches my shoulder width distance apart, so I come just right close to those dots. Remember our shoulder distance measurement, just hugging our elbows. So once I know that actually those dots for my body represent the shoulder width distance apart, I can actually use those dots for more advanced poses like Sirsasana or headstand. So I come just right here, I don't need to measure again. Cross the fingers, heads down, and all the way up into my Sirsasana. Okay? Same thing for pincha, dolphin pose. So any pose that we actually use the distance of the shoulder. So if I come right here for a dolphin pose, I already know that if my elbow is matching the dots, I'm already shoulder width distance apart, and I'm right here on my pose, totally aligned, and then I can look at the back dots. Once I already know where my hip width distance apart, I can measure by the distance of my feet related to the midline and related to those dots back there. Another pose that is really common and you need to keep track of your alignment is the warrior pose, particularly the warrior 2. So coming with your hip width distance apart and you is stepping back, the alignment of the mat will help you if you come with the front feet passing through the midline of your mat and the back feet about 2 to 3 feet apart. Also with the heel of both feet touching the midline of your mat. The front feet will be all the way passing on your midline, and the back feet, only the heel will be touching, and you can have in a 90 degree, which means related to this midline, or in a 45 degree. What you need to keep also track on this pose is turning your chest and hips to the side of your mat. So whenever you align your upper body and your hips with the side of your mat, you need to imagine that the same midline that is passing on your mat, it's coming all the way up. So you need your hips to also be aligned with this middle line of your mat. Once you align your hip to the side and your chest, we have this tendency of bringing this knee to the side. So once you bring to the side and you have your upper body aligned, you look over your front feet and you will see that your knee is not actually on the alignment of the line, but it's a little bit to the side. So bring the knee back and it will be aligned again to the same line. So everything on the warrior 2 will be aligned to the midline of your mat. And then you just bring your arms with shoulder height and elongate, reaching to the front and to the back of your mat on the same midline of your alignment mat. Another pose that we usually use the middle line alignment on your yoga mat is any pose that your instructor will tell you. Imagine you have two walls passing in front and behind you and smashing you or anything like that. So one example is the half moon. So in the half moon, we have, for example, one of your feet will be passing in the middle of the middle line and the other feet will walk back. Can also be a triangle pose if you want. So in here, we have extending our arms and we'll bring the weight forward to the front leg. In the back leg, you can have the toes touching the middle line and you will start coming forward to your half moon. You need to imagine that you have this middle line to balance your feet, also to align the back feet to come, and your both shoulders should be on the same line as your middle line. So this is the half moon, and this is how you use the middle line to align for that. Another pose that we need to keep in mind is our chaturangas, because it's a lot of strength and pressure we're doing not only on the wrist, but also on the shoulder. So any misalignment that you do with your hands, it might cause you injuries on the shoulders and also on your wrists. So remember our alignment of the hands. You always do your shoulder width distance apart. And also I usually use these lines or these lines to know that my both wrists, they are also in the same alignment. So here, any movement of your hand being misalignment, so sliding forward or to the side, will cause you to give more pressure to one wrist over the other, and this will cause you injuries. So you can keep track by those lines to know that you are really use both of your arms to come to a nice chaturanga and keep your flow safe. Okay, now that I got all your alignment cues covered on how to use your yoga mat, I will demonstrate how you actually can use the strap that comes with that. So it's a normal strap, which you can use like a yoga strap, but it has this both ends, which you can use this to actually carry on your mat. So from here, when you get one, you pass one of the holes right here. So you have your first part for your carry-on mat. Do like this, and now you pass the other. It's pretty simple. The other hole into this part. So now you have these two parts that you can get your mat, secure, and you can carry your mat around just like this. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry about the lightning, it started raining, so my light goes bad. And I hope that it will help you to have a safe practice. Thank you again. Have a great day.